Celtics, but now that you've had some time to look, digest it, look at some film, what are your thoughts about how you guys match up with the Cavaliers in this series?
Well, I mean, they're a great team. They're a great team full of great players playing really well together. Over the last probably 20, 25 games this season in the first round, they played great. We're going to have to play really well to win, and we know that. I think we're confident. We feel like we're playing our best basketball in this last stretch too. And but this is a huge challenge, and we know it. We got to go out there and play well.
Does them having, I mean, you would think having a long time off, would be an advantage, but you all have 3 days, so there's some time there. Do you think, can a team get out of sync a little bit? Can you almost have too much time off? I mean, will it be 8 days, I think, for them by the time they play again? I guess y'all are hoping that's the case.
Yeah, sure, you hope so. I mean, I think we'll find out game one. Mm-hmm. After that, it doesn't really matter. I think maybe first quarter, you find out if there's something there or not. But I think if you were to ask a team if they would rather have 8 days off or no days off, they would take 8 days off.
When did you feel this team was flipping from offense to defense to being a defense first team?
Say, it's probably in the new year. I think there was a nice shift in our team, probably on the West Coast trip, that West Coast trip we had. I don't think we played particularly well, but I think there was an understanding amongst ourselves that we had to kind of change some things up. We weren't just gonna. I think for a while we were just kind of waiting for last year to happen again. And all of a sudden we were going to get open shots and things were going to be easier for us. And I think there was a good, healthy realization that hey, we got to evolve. We all got to evolve in life, right? You can't just keep doing the same thing forever. The people who get ahead in life and who do well, they're open to it. And, I think you got to give our team, our coaches, that credit for doing that. I think there's been a nice shift. It's not like we still care about our offense, and I thought we were decent in defense last year, but I think there's been understanding that our defense has to be really good. And I think it has been.
When starting Golden State in LA twice that trip?
No, I think everything started to shift on the other one.
Okay.
Sacramento. It was kept on saying that the ship is turning. Mm-hmm. It's like this big, huge carnival cruise ship that's turning. And I think eventually we got to a place where we felt to really go.
Playoff series can get chippy. I think we saw that in the last one a little bit too. They've got a guy that's can get under people's skin, knocked you out of the playoffs last year. How do you guard against that at all? I mean, just how you guys react to what
you don't. You don't let it be a thing. I'm not really going to answer the question anymore because it's not a thing. Right? You can't acknowledge it or it's a thing. Right? And so you don't. You just play. And I don't think there's any kind of ill will. There's no. You expect every team to battle for every possession. That's it.
With LeBron, we talked when you play them the second to the last game of the season, and not that they're just LeBron, but obviously a huge part of what they do. That you guys want to throw different bodies at him and do as much as you can. Still at 36 points in 3 quarters. Is there something that you guys need to do differently or better, and what if it's better, what is it?
A lot of it's just better. I think you can't give him angles. You can't give him easy baskets. You can't give him momentum plays. He's just too good. He's too big and strong and too good. You can't give him an angle. You can't shade him one way. You can't force him one way. You just gotta square your shoulders to his shoulders and try to make it tough on him. And even if you do that, he's probably still going to get 30 points. But that's what we have to do.
Is the principle the same as the Boston series, where you have to take care of the guy first? Like, not comparing those two guys, Thomas and Leeds, you have to get after him first.
That's what we tried to do in the last year in the series with him. He just found every shooter and they 3-pointed us to death. So it's a totally different scenario. I think we obviously, him, Kyrie, they're both going to have the ball in their hands a lot. They're both great in one-on-one situations. They're both great in the pick and roll, and we have to give them the proper respect that they deserve. But they have a ton of great shooting, and Tristan Thompson offensive rebounding, and there's a lot of other things that we need to worry about. So definitely we need to do a great job on the ball, but we can't just sag everyone in the middle. I think we learned our lesson last year.
Paul mentioned a couple of seconds ago how last year you guys limped in there. You know, you guys certainly were not healthy, but they weren't fully healthy either. So how much different does this make it this time around with them having a healthy Kyrie and Kevin Love, who you guys didn't see at all in last year's series?
Yeah, we'll find out. This can play out a lot of different ways. I think all we can worry about is ourselves, and we do feel healthy. We do feel like we're playing our best basketball. I'm not so sure we were playing our best basketball going into that series last year. So we're gonna have to play really well to win. We know that. I think everyone knows that. We got to play well. We got to play really hard and compete at a really high level. And we got to make shots, and we got to do a lot of things. But I think we feel good about it.
How far has Kent come from last year in that playoff series to now?
Light years. Kent was just a bundle of energy last year. He still is. But he's much more skilled and much more. He's gone through a whole season of guarding the best player every night. He's gone through just over the course of a season, you play minutes and you play important minutes. You grow as a player. And I think starting for him, last off season, I think he might have taken like 3 days off, and he was in the gym. He was here every day, working on his shot, working on his ball handling, just getting to learn the game. I mean, when he first came here a couple years ago, he was as raw he was like a rookie. He was so raw. All these arms, and talent and energy and passion for the game. But he had to learn a lot, and I think it's a lot of credit goes to him. A lot of credit goes to our coaching staff for really working with him and developing him. I think Kent has embraced the opportunity that he knew was going to be this year. He saw what was going to be possible for him, and he worked really hard, and he's taking it this year. And he's had a really great year for us.
Is one of the byproducts of going in healthy this year having a deeper bench? I mean, I'm not sure how tight the rotation will be, but knowing that you have Scott and Dennis and those guys who play well, Tim as well, how much confidence does that provide you guys, knowing that when you come off the court, you're not going to lose as much as you did last year when the roster was a little shorter due to health? No,
it's going to be a big deal. It seems like in playoff games, there's always like that one unsung hero, that one guy that steps up, and even if it's 10 points, it just like gives you such a boost with those 10 points, and it happens all the time in the playoffs, right? And I think we feel like we have more of those guys that it could be this year. I think we feel good about our team as a whole, and we're gonna need everybody.
Thanks, guys.